Hi and welcome. I am Siegmar Gerken, the co-founder with my wife Cornelia of the International Institute for Coevolution and Soma and the International Institute of Energy and Consciousness for the research and application of mindfulness in psychology, spirituality and science. Coevolution is a relational, integrative, body-oriented and mindfulness-centered approach to therapy, trauma work and healing, consulting, social work, community building and the expansion of consciousness. Coevolution aims to support you to overcome adverse childhood or traumatic events in your life, from individual to collective trauma, to heal relationships, and to integrate ways of good physical and emotional health. The spectrum of coevolution reaches from the scientific to the spiritual dimensions to deepen your life process, to feel and express your freedom and authenticity, to trust your heart and mind and learn skills to advance your personal life and professional competence for the realization of your full potential and to celebrate life. As a way to describe our work, I would like to invite you to take a look at the cycle of life in the understanding of the coevolution process. All life pulsates. Life expresses itself in pulsation. Whatever lives pulsates. In our work, we call this the pulsation of being, in which we carry our essential qualities, expressed through our core, the center of the individuated universal life energy. All this represents our potential in the larger field of the universal consciousness that we all are part of. Our life pulsation and its related processes lead to embodiment. That means we develop and participate in structuring a body and its somatic appearance, our emotions and feelings, our thoughts and our cognitive capacity, and our will, with which we direct our actions in life. All these processes are interrelated and form the consciousness of the personality. Therefore, it is important to understand how body, feelings, thoughts, experiences, and the capacity of the will participate in shaping our physical form as well as our behavior. The practice of mindfulness supports us here to observe how we organize ourselves. This will help us to better understand and address our whole being. Research in embryology, prenatal psychology and developmental neuroscience document that throughout our different stages of our childhood development, we are not only shaped by our genetic or biological forces, but also by our emotional and cognitive experiences. These consequently lead to a sense of self, and with that to an individuated consciousness, that we also in psychology call ego or personality. However, the consciousness of the personality will always stay in the limited frame of the personality, since it develops with the energy we bring into this life, our genetic condition, and the situations we experience in our family, society, religion, culture, and many other factors. Experiencing embodiment, therefore, provides the ground for one's own life experience, and it becomes a reference system for the evaluation of this experience. It's based on body signals, like comfortable or uncomfortable, threatening or flowing, irritating or soothing, and many other perceptions that we have. This is how we develop our self-reflective capacity, and it will also influence how we see and meet events in life. These physical, emotional, and mental experiences create images in our system. These images are often just described as memories, but they are not only in our brains. A more accurate description would be that they are energetic imprints of experiences in our body-mind system, or even more accurately formulated in our body-mind field. I have conducted research about these fields in infrared analysis and on the biological light of human beings with the leading scientist Professor Pop in biophoton measurement on coherence and intention. And this research documents that we also have to expand the present thinking in neuroscience and recognize the larger dimensions of life that we are living in. By time I cannot go further into this research here now, but in some of my other YouTube lectures I explain more about this topic. Let me come back to the experiences in our body-mind field, because the nature of these experiences will influence us, especially in the different stages of our early development, and we create personal filters with them through which we see and color our world. Then, depending on the processes of life, we may override or even suppress the free flow of our original pulsation. This can lead to a reduced breathing, muscular tension, emotional withholding, or on the long run can become psychosomatic conditions. Originally, these filters or attitudes were intelligent reactions and aimed to protect our vulnerable essence. But later on in life, these protections are mostly no longer age-adequate anymore, and they begin to limit your true expressions of life. This is why we do mindful explorations and invite you to an insightful personal process to become and be the person that you truly are. As you can see, our fabric of life is woven by many aspects: physical, emotional, psychological, social, conscious and unconscious processes, and other energy patterns. In our embodiment, these forces form a psychosomatic unity of body, feeling, and mind within the larger field of the universal consciousness. Of course, as I mentioned, in this process of forming our personality, most of us had and still have to deal with difficulties and sometimes also traumatic conditions, possibly leading to a necessary protection in which we automatically limit the free flow of our pulsation and more lose the connection with it, which makes it harder and harder to connect with the qualities of our essence. This loss of contact often then results in a sensation of unfulfillment, emptiness, frustration, or a person may even slide into a crisis. This is mostly the moment when people reach out for support and contact us, since in coevolution we address all these levels. So, how do we change limiting and unfulfilling patterns of behavior? In our 45 years of working with people, we have developed an almost endless pool of interventions, exercises, tools, practices, and teachings to connect with your own resources. We do so by facilitating safe experiences of change that allow you to become aware of your separation and limitations. In this way, we initiate a conscious, energetic, and structural shift, and thereby open the flow of life and joy again, and move toward self-empowerment and the realization of your qualities in life. You expand your awareness in the process of coevolution. And when this stage is reached, a person then often also naturally expands his or her reflection about life and begins to inquire into larger topics, like life and death, freedom and responsibility, the nature of relationships, and loneliness versus aloneness, embodiment, environment, global warming and global connectedness, and about meaning. This is a moment where I sometimes invite you into an expanded consciousness of time before your time, into the field of primordial energy. My own near-death experience and consequent vision and intention, shamanic and meditative insights, my own research and further discoveries into these expanded fields of our existence provide me with a solid ground for these explorations. This, of course, takes a personal and therapeutic process onto another level, one about the joy and meaning of life. For us, in coevolution, this process is not about a particular belief system, or mental or philosophical or analytical insight. It is about the person's experience of a conscious choice to live life fully. You experience and realize that you are the one structuring and restructuring your energy in every moment. When you learn to connect to your own resources and activate your own energy, you realize that you have a choice. You are empowered and no longer feel like a victim of your circumstances. Not karmic, not collective, not individual. In any life situation, this recognition will actively support the integration and any healing process. Professor Eric Kandel won the Nobel Prize in Medicine for his groundbreaking work that changed how we think about the brain. He discovered the concept of neuroplasticity, which means that motoric, sensoric, and affective patterns can be influenced and changed, and that with every new learning process, we are able to create new neuronal patterns. This is good news. But we also know that the process of learning and relearning takes 3 to 5 months to stabilize these new patterns. And that lasting change also requires direct attention. That means the process of continuous change and integration in general will not happen by itself. In our work, we call this process the practice in being, the continuous process of reconnecting with the original intention and pulsation of being, by practicing mindfulness and expanding the consciousness of the personality. Here you experience yourself as an active force of change and co-creation. At this stage of the work, you establish a secure ground from which you can safely address personal conflicts or traumatic experiences. You recognize attachment patterns and you find solutions for your questions in life. You will be able to overcome limitations and stagnations and move towards a state of unity and oneness. Most of us have experienced this state in retreats, meditations, or when we center in our essence. Now, with the knowledge of the larger existence, you can direct your life with the will of the heart, as I call it, and move towards self-empowerment and mindful presence to celebrate life. In our work with individuals, couples, groups, and other professional settings, we facilitate a deeper understanding of our present-day issues and to raise the consciousness and quality of life. As you can see, the coevolution approach provides a comprehensive understanding of the essential being of a person and the recognition that life energy is expressed through our essence, the wellspring of all healing, joy, creativity, and wisdom. With over 45 years of practice and professional experience, we know that most likely any life situation, personal or professional, can benefit from our work of coevolution and the energy and consciousness programs. So we are looking forward to answer your questions and to meet you in one of our next workshops, trainings, or individual consultations, online or in person. Please browse through our website, listen, read, and become aware that our wide spectrum also offers answers for your life. Thank you for your presence.